Hey, 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 it is the new year, and I'm here for your Monday Mojo. I am sure of a couple things. Number one, you've probably thought about what you're wanting to do for your life over for this next year, meaning like what are you going to do for goals? What do you want to change? All that sort of thing. But number two, I'd guess if you feel like I do after a long holiday, you're probably not too motivated today. Most people are tired after all the food and the drinks and just all the extra stuff that you guys probably have had over the holidays. Me too. All right. So here we go. It's Monday, January 2, and we're super excited to get you guys going. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Angie Rose, and I am the owner of Angie Rose Health Coaching, and I'm your health coach, and I love popping on every Monday sometime during the day, depending upon my schedule, to motivate you. And, my topic this month that I want to share with you guys are on goals and goal setting. I find that for many people, especially at the first of the year, this is really hard because we have to be able to find the fine line between too much and not enough. And we all have a lot of things that we want to change, we want to do better, and we want to work through. But the reality of it is, most of us don't stick to them. Okay, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, that's why it's always a new year, new you, new me. And I absolutely love it. I am not against that whatsoever. I actually promote it and I push it because I think there is just such an anointing on the first of the year and such a motivation to walk away from the things that maybe we didn't do so well last year, but we're actually motivated to try to do it again or try to do it better. So this month on my Mojos, I'm going to talk with you a little bit about goal setting, but I'm very excited this month. One of the things that I wanted to do this year is start a monthly workshop that I'm able to get together with you guys once a month for a fee. I have a workbook or an ebook that we're going to work through. And this month, I'm actually doing my workshop called the Goal Crushing Workshop. And this actually has a workbook to sit down, go through, and really think about what you want to accomplish, how to break it down versus doing everything at once, and actually how to stick to it. I think that's the hardest thing for most people is we all have good plans. We just get deterred when things get tough because life does happen, and we only have so many hours in a day. But if you're that person that struggles with that, this is going to be an amazing workshop for you. We're going to help you put your thoughts on paper. We're going to actually help you to pull some goals out of that. And then my job as your coach as well is to teach you how to implement that in ways that are going to be beneficial, but also something that you can maintain. Maintainable is one of the most important things. So what I see and what we all see is at the first of the year, everybody has their goals and they just go all in and they go nuts over it. And 2 weeks in, they're like, yeah, I'm over that. We don't want you to be over it or so sore that you cannot do what you've wanted to do or starving and all those sort of things. So whatever your goals are, this is not just about weight loss and health, but there are other goals in life as well, right? Like, that's the thing. We all have things we want to accomplish. We all have things we want to do better. We all have to learn focus. And I think that's the hard thing. And then discipline that goes with it, right, guys? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So January 16th, mark your calendar. I will be doing my goal crushing workshop. I'm actually doing it in the evening here at the office. It's at 6:30 p.m. The cost is $59 per person. That will cover the cost of the workshop. That will cover the cost of the workbook and that hour and a half. I'm planning 6:30 to 8. So that kind of gives you a couple weeks, all right? Like, we're not jumping in today. We have a couple weeks so that you can finish your Christmas stuff and finish up your holiday stuff and kind of start thinking about what you want to go after, okay? So that is my plan. I will put the link to purchase that spot. I'm opening that up for only, I think it was either 20 or 25 people. can only fit so many people in my classroom. So the first 20, 25 that sign up, you're in. You will pay on the link, and then you will get your workbook when you come to class, okay? So I hope you will join me. I'm very, very excited to do this. And then we will have future workshops every month, once a month, depending upon what I want to talk about and what we want to go after, okay? So today, my Monday Mojo is called The Main Thing. And I think this is really important to really be thinking about when we are going after goals and what we're wanting to accomplish is that, we do, like I said, we a lot of times end up quitting goals, or we quit before we get and reach our goal. So then a lot of people just get really, I don't know if it's upset or if it's like dejected about it. Like, forget it. I don't ever want to make goals again because I never follow through. Okay. So I want to give you today one simple thing that we can do to reframe that thought process that's going to keep you motivated so that you actually do follow through and do what you want to do. That's really what it's about, right? So let's talk about that. Now, what I'm about to share with you, I believe every time helps me to focus and helps me to be very determined on what I want to go after. And it's actually something that a speaker and writer named Stephen Covey actually said, and it's actually a simple concept. Okay, so once I put this out there, you're going to be like, really, that's all you're going to tell me today? But what I want you to think about is this. This is what he said. He said, the main thing when it comes to goals or going after something is to keep the main thing, right? I know that sounds silly, but the main thing is to keep the main thing. So what ends up happening, let me break this down for you, is we decide we're going to go after all this stuff. This year, I'm going to do this and this and this and this, and I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to work out every single day. I'm going to cut my calories. I'm going to drink 5 gallons of water a day. I'm being silly, but we're going to deep clean my house. We're going to, you know what I mean? It's like we go after way too much too quickly, and we realize that we have so many things, we don't have a main thing. Does that make sense to you when I say that? So I want you to think about why this is important. If you look back over previous years and you think about what maybe you have done and all the things you've talked about doing or your goals that you've set, how often did you accomplish all of them? Right? We end up with so many goals sometimes that we end up not doing any of them. That is what I mean when I say keep the main thing. Most of my clients, I'm like, all right, what is one thing we can focus on to get started and get rolling that actually, once we're doing it pretty consistently, creates more motivation to move to the next thing? Right? So it says here, I wrote down, it says, maybe you start out by telling yourself you're going to work out a few days a week, or you're going to switch up what you eat every day. And then suddenly you realize there are a lot of things that you think you should do to reach that goal faster, or just prepare yourself for it. Like, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to clean out my fridge. I got to go get new workout clothes. I've got to find a new workout program. I've got to find a gym. I've got to find... And the list keeps growing, and before you know it, maybe you haven't even started. Maybe that's the opposite side of it, is that you have so much stuff you know you need to accomplish, you've done nothing. And now it's February. Okay? The problem is we think too much about all the things we need to do, and what ends up happening is it just creates all this busy work of I've got to find this, and I got to do this, and I got to go there, that we end up doing nothing. Okay? So picking one thing I can start with this week that will move me closer to my goal is really the direction that we want to go. Okay? Because here's the thing. I don't think we ever arrive. Like, we're just done. Right? Like, that's the big thing, is like we have bigger goals, we have littler goals, we have little things that we need to accomplish to get to the big one. And all those little things add up to the big picture. But because all we can focus on is the big picture a lot of times, we don't do anything either, right? So there's two sides to the street here, two sidewalks we can be walking on. And really, we want to be on the road. We want to be right in the middle, moving toward our goals and focusing on what's ahead of us. Okay? So the thing is, we always want to jazz it up. We always want to do more. We always want to make sure we're focused on more because we love feeling accomplished. But unfortunately, this usually backfires for us because we're trying to do all the things versus the main thing. And I don't want it to backfire on you this season. So what I want you to think about is if you're struggling to focus or you're struggling to get started, or maybe you're that other person who is focusing on all the things and you've just completely overhauled, and by Friday this week, you're going to be like a not nice person because you've cut out all your carbs and you are exercising an hour and a half a day and you haven't been to the gym in like 5 years. Hi, Happy New Year, Miss Deb. I want you to know the goal is not to get sidetracked. The goal is not to get burnout. The goal is to be able to keep the main thing, pick one thing you can focus on this week and just get started. That's really what this is about, guys. Getting started and building momentum. It's kind of like the snowball effect, right? Like you roll a little snowball and you're at the top of the mountain and the ball begins to roll down the hill. And as it rolls down the hill, what does it do? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and it gains momentum. And then it's heavier and it goes faster. And before you know it, it's super strong and nobody's going to stop it. That's really what it's about. So I want you guys to be thinking about this week for your Monday Mojo. What's the main thing you need to focus on that is going to get you the furthest, the fastest? That's going to create motivation and determination for you to actually follow through this year. Okay? And I know you guys can do it. I know you can. But if you find yourself in a few weeks that you're like, I'm probably not going to do it, okay? That's when you get a health coach. That's when you find somebody who's going to support you, somebody's going to encourage you, somebody who's going to help you get you where you need to go. So remember, I offer a 1-hour free consultation to sit down with me, to visit with me, to help you get your goals in order, but as well as how to implement them. That's the next step. Many of us are good at making goals. Most of us are not good at implementing them and maintaining progress and continuing to move forward. That's where I come in. So you can join my workshop, my goal setting workshop, January 16th, or you could think about doing a 1-hour free with me and letting this be the year that you really do follow through and stay accountable. All right? Well, that's what I've got for you this week. Keep your motivation up. Let's see you get going. And I would love in the comments below as you watch this, if you would just tell me one thing, guys, one thing you want to focus on and get going and moving toward to be successful this year. Tell me in the comments. All right. Happy New Year. Here we go.